What is up, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Dudes Who Bet Sports.
So you want to bet sports, but you need some advice on how to cash in big at a heck of a price. Well, if you want enough money to line your shorts, then you're in the right place. This is Dudes Who Bet Sports. Dudes Who Bet Sports, it's your favorite show. Dudes Who Bet Sports, where degenerates go. Dudes Who Bet Sports, time to change your approach with Aaron Holderman and his father, the coach. Let's ride.
Well, the Associated Press is full of shit.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dudes Who Bet Sports show. And wow, Papa Dude, we told everybody it was going to be great, and it was. What a weekend! Can you think of a better sports weekend, maybe ever, than what we saw?
Well, no, I can't. As far as the closeness of the games and the drama in all of the games, probably not. I don't know that it was the best played games ever. I don't think we can say that. But the drama and everything that transpired, I guess it lived up to the hype. That's for sure. Capped off by the capper of them all. You know,
yeah, quite possibly could be the best game ever. We'll talk about that one coming up here shortly. Yeah, all three games, the first three games, I should say, decided by a game-ending field goal. And then, as luck would have it, the fourth game, there was a game-tying field goal at the last second, and then the game goes into overtime at the end. So it was fantastic. It was just awesome stuff all week.
Right, and it was the visiting team.
Yep,
that was another thing too, and you know, we hit them. One or the other of us hit every single one of them.
Yep.
So it was good for us, and you bailed me out on one, I bailed you out on one or two or whatever, and it was great. So
yeah, it was a lot of fun. Plus, your picks did very well with the other sports. We'll talk about that too. And the hockey picks were unbelievable too. So it was a great week.
Saturday was just euphoria for us.
It was, yeah.
I had 26 picks in college and got 23 of them.
Yeah,
you know, plus the best bet, and in the pros there were only 3 games, hit them all. Plus the best bet, and you only missed one hockey game.
Yep.
And we got both of the playoff games. So it's all downhill from there.
It was crazy. The hockey was 8-0 going into the last game, and I went to bed, and we were ahead, and then I woke up, and we lost 3-2. I can't even remember who it was. I was just so mad.
I think it was the Sharks beat somebody, or somebody beat the Sharks, maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was San Jose. It was involved. I can't remember. Or maybe Vancouver was involved. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
No.
It was a great
8-1's pretty dadgum good.
Yeah, it was a great weekend for sure, and hopefully we keep it up this week. We got some cool stuff to show you on the website as well. After we talk about these football games, we got to go football game first, and Sydney's joining us, and happy to have you with you again. And she agrees. What a weekend! I know it was something. All right, let's get going though. Let's talk about the football here to kick us off. And listen, like you said, not all the games were like well played, but they were all very dramatic. This one, I think, may have been the sloppiest of them all. The Bengals go on the road and beat the Titans 19-16. You picked the Bengals with the points here. Did you ever think they'd win this thing straight up, though?
Yes, I did. I honestly did. Again, I just felt like that. Steve here's got a great comment. I was wondering about Jared a lot.
Yeah, Steve comes in and says, "Is Jared alive today?" He is alive and well. Yeah, we'll get to that one in just a second.
Yeah, I would have hated to be a fan of the Chiefs or the Bills in that game. That would have been brutal.
Yeah,
as it turned out, it's a hell of a lot worse to be a Bills fan than it is a Chiefs fan today.
Yeah.
Anyway, I kind of thought they'd win because of the quarterback situation. And I really believe that was the difference. Tannehill was threw 3 interceptions, and 2 of them were killers, especially the last one. And I got to tell you the truth. It's probably showing my age, but I had to go back and read the recap of this game. After all those other ones, I had to refresh myself as to what really happened. I knew who won and everything, and I knew it was dramatic at the end, but I had to go back and read exactly kind of what happened in this game. But I kind of thought the Bengals might win. I never thought Tennessee was that good. And I think they were one of the, as you said last week, the worst number 1 seed probably ever. Yeah. That doesn't mean I don't have respect for them, because I do. But
and it showed. They weren't very good, and Tannehill didn't play very well. We thought that would happen. Derrick Henry was okay, but I don't think he was 100% really. Yeah, and then just comical errors. Coaching was skeptical, I thought, for the Titans as well. Just this weird, but you're right. It's like this was like ended up being like the least exciting game-ending field goal win ever, right?
Yeah.
Because all the other ones were just insane, and this one was like, well, it was okay compared to the other games.
There was a play call. I thought in the play calling in some of these games, and I know we second guess coaches all the time, and a lot of this the players have to execute.
Yeah.
If they do, the play calling is great. If they don't, it's not. But I think there was 7 minutes to go in the game, and the Bengals, it would have been a long field goal. Not the Bengals, the Titans. It would have been a long field goal, and they didn't. They elected not to kick it. And I don't think I would either. But the play call, Derrick Henry straight up the middle. I mean, you not think Cincinnati might be thinking that's what you're going to do?
I thought the play call on 3rd and 1 was even worse, though.
Okay, refresh my memory on that one.
3rd and 1, they ran what? Yeah, it's not really a zone read in the NFL. They ran a zone read, and Tannehill pulled it, and they ran Tannehill on 3rd and 1. I thought, well, that's odd.
Yeah, there was Tennessee should have won this game and didn't. So we can say that about a couple more too. So anyway, I kind of thought they'd win. And I tell you, I think the Bengals are a lot like the Bills were a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is an up-and-coming team. I'm telling you, they got some skill on offense. They're up and coming. They're going to be dangerous in the years to come.
Fantastic running back, fantastic quarterback, and a fantastic wide receiver. And that's what you need.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for a really good team. And that's why they're going to go to Kansas City this weekend.
That's right.
Very big win for them, no doubt. All right. This one was nuts, right? Because the Packers get upset by the 49ers. The way this game started, I thought, okay, this is a blowout. Like, Packers take the ball, go right down the field, make it 7-0.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, they're well on their way. And then they never score another touchdown. They lose this game 13-10. They get a punt blocked when it's 10-3. If the punt doesn't get blocked and the Niners score a touchdown there, I still think Packers would have won. What were your thoughts on this one? It was wild.
Well, it's funny because I had the 49ers plus 5.5, whatever it ended up.
Yep.
It was 5.5 or 6. And because I really thought they'd give them a chance in that first drive, standing there sitting there watching it. And she goes, "You picked the 49ers?" I said, "Yeah, call me an idiot." And then, they dominated for the quarter and a half. The Niners didn't even have a first down.
Yeah.
For the middle of the second quarter. And I just felt like the Packers sat on it or something. I don't know. I just thought they got way too conservative. I enjoyed the hell out of it because I hate the Packers. Yeah. And I said all along they weren't going to make it, and they're not. And I feel great about it. And I hit this. Anyway, go ahead and give your comment, and I'll tell you something else I think is funny. Go ahead and give your comment.
Well, I mean, my thought on it is this. When you let a team just stay in the game, eventually they're going to scratch around and get a score. And that's really all it was. Like, the Packers had 20 chances to put this game away. If they get up 2 scores, the game's over.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not like the 49ers did anything impressively on the other side of the ball. No. I don't think they ever would have scored a touchdown if it wasn't for the block punt. The Packers, I mean, that was just awful. They have nobody to blame but themselves.
Well, I tell you another thing, too. It was 7-0 towards the end of the half, and Garoppolo threw one of the worst passes ever and got intercepted down on about the 4-yard line.
Yep.
Remember that? They were driving to at least get a field goal. And I told Sandy at the time, I said, if they can get to halftime and it's 7-3, the way they played, they got to be feeling great.
Yep.
And he throws that interception. And it still was okay. And the Packers were going to run the clock out. And they were buried deep inside their 10-yard line. And the Niners had timeouts left. And I would have called timeout too, and then let that running back get 20 yards behind him for that long pass.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, the Packers got down there and screwed around, had to kick a field goal, and they blocked the field goal.
Yep.
That was a huge block too.
Yeah.
And I got to give was it Aikman or Collinsworth? Who was doing the game? One of the color, I think it was Aikman, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Aikman on this one. Yeah.
He said before the game, special teams of the Packers were not very good. And he was right. Their special teams really killed them. Yeah. But what I thought was interesting, and this is the way, number 19, his name's Samuel, right? And then to me, he made the biggest plays of the game for the 49ers. Yeah. And have you ever seen so many guys go limping off the field towards the end of the game as the Niners had? They going to have anybody to play this week, or did they have frostbite?
I don't know.
I don't know what it was. But at the end, after the game, and this is just the way the NFL is, and any league, who do they interview? They interview Garoppolo.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Get the kicker.
Yeah.
Out there. And another thing, what a job by the holder.
Yeah.
That snap was high. And I'm sitting there because I'm rooting my butt off, and because I've got him, and I'm so worried about him kicking this in the snow. The hold has got to be good. That holder, that's all he does. He's got to be frozen. He stood there the whole game. Gets in there, and it was unbelievable. But that's who they should have interviewed, not Garoppolo. He about cost him the game.
I was going to say, yeah, it's the quarterback always gets the credit for the win and the blame for the loss, and it's like Garoppolo could not have been worse. He really has played like shit in both these games, and they've won.
Yeah,
and that shows you how good they are everywhere else. You have to be really good everywhere else. So
they're tough.
I'm the same way as you. I'm glad you brought up the snap and the hold because we were watching it too, and they snap, and I go, "Oh God, the snap's high!" But you just grab that thing and put it right down.
I know, and another play that's lost in all this is that was going to be like a 55-yard field goal in the snow if Samuel didn't make that run.
Yeah, he's one of the best players left. There's no doubt. He is really, really good.
Now, he may not have been able to walk, and maybe that's why they didn't interview him. I don't know, because he was one of them that went limping off.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard anything about him being hurt, so I guess they're okay. But anyway, that was it was a boring game until the last.
Yeah.
The snow and the cold and everything. That's what football's all about.
No doubt.
It was fun to watch that.
And as a Bears fan, Chris says, as a Bears fan, it was awesome seeing Robbie Gould beat the Packers there. It was pretty cool. I kept telling Heather we were watching the game. I said, they'll make the field goal. They just got to get down there. He'll make it. Yeah, I had no doubt he was going to make it. So.
He's reliable, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Sydney says she didn't see a lot of the game. She was out celebrating. Papa Dudes, I've heard this, Sydney. You hit massive pick fours and pick fives at Fairgrounds. I heard that through the grapevine. So,
wow.
Yeah, congratulations to that. I think
fantastic.
The Magic Mike boys were telling me about it. Yeah, you swept all the late sequences at Fairgrounds, I heard. So congratulations to that for Sydney there. So yeah, you should have been out celebrating. All right, let's move on to the Sunday games. Hopefully you weren't too hungover. You got to see the Sunday games, Sydney. The Rams and the Buccaneers kicked us off in one of the weirdest games I've ever watched in my entire life. The Rams win 30-27. They absolutely dominated for 3 quarters and then choked harder than any team I've ever watched. Tried their best. Tried to literally hand the ball and walk the other team into the end zone. Doesn't happen. They end up with a miracle field goal late. Cooper Kupp gets open somehow late, and they win 30-27. What did you think of this game?
It was a comedy of errors. The Rams were great, like you said. The Buccaneers, sitting there watching, she goes, I don't really believe in conspiracies, but I think they're trying to throw this game. Mm-hmm. And I do too. There were several times they didn't act like they wanted to tackle the guy. They just stood there and let him go. It was awful. And again, I gotta give you credit. You called this one, and I let my love of Brady I didn't analyze this well enough, but the offensive line of the Buccaneers was beat up, and you noticed it. And of course, the Rams' defensive front is good, and they took everything away from him until they started choking.
Yeah,
and they still would have been okay if their offense could have finished the game. And that last fumble that the Rams had, that is inexcusable. That running back's got to cover up that ball when he's going through there like that.
Yep.
And the Rams still won. And again, how in the hell can you let Cooper Kupp? You got to put 3 guys on Cooper Kupp. You have to. I mean, it wasn't even close. He was so far behind those guys, it wasn't even funny. You know?
It's so funny watching these games. I ended up winning the fantasy league this year. I had Joe Burrow, and look what he's doing. And I had Cooper Kupp, and like I'm watching that, and I'm like, this guy's unbelievable. Like he just makes plays. And you're right. How do you let him beat you? Let anybody but him beat you. You know, and he got behind the guy, and he was just wide open. So
he has had a season that I don't ever remember anybody even being. It's season unreal. Him and Stafford have formed this chemistry between them, and he is something. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. Do you?
No, I don't. He's unbelievable. He's just had a legendary season, and so reliable. He can run all the routes. He could go short pass. He could do it intermediate through the middle, on the sides, run the fly. He does it all. He's awesome.
And he's fast, and he catches anything he gets his hands on.
Yeah, he never drops a ball.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Sandy makes a great point in this Tampa Bay game. They got 3 unsportsmanlike penalties.
Yep.
Brady got 1 of them. I bet it's the first one he's ever had, maybe.
Yeah, and he blocks. Mattingly says.
Oh, yeah, Aaron, good to see you.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah, he is a hell of a player.
He's awesome.
And I tell you, you texted me halfway through that game, and I agreed. The Rams looked like a Super Bowl team for most of that game.
Yeah. Until the fourth quarter, I thought, they could probably beat about anybody that they're going to have to play. I just thought
I still think so. I mean, you got to just kind of forget that quarter, but
well, I'm to tell you something. That defensive front will give any team trouble.
They will.
Now, why the 49ers have a shot to beat them is they can run and they can counteract that pass rush, but the Tampa Bay couldn't run the ball.
No.
And listen, I was talking to Jared on the phone today. I said, hey, the one team that can beat the Chiefs, I think, is the Rams. They can beat them.
I do too.
Because that front will give them trouble. So
and they'll have 2 weeks.
Right.
Don't forget, Tampa came up with a scheme.
Yeah.
For the Chiefs, and the Rams will too. It'll come down. Well, we don't know where they're there yet because I'm telling you,
true.
The 49ers have beat them 6 times in a row.
That's right.
And I don't think 49ers are getting credit for what they've done.
And again, I'll say it again. Football is very simple. Okay. If you can dominate up front, you got a great shot to win.
Right.
And if they can counteract the pass rush and run the ball, and they got a shot to beat them. It's all about matchups, and that matchup is not great for the Rams defense because they get their strength taken away.
And that's the pass rush. And I don't know that it'll make much difference. There'll be more 49ers fans at that game than there will be Rams fans.
It'll be 5-1 probably. Yeah.
Probably. And they're not afraid of them. Yeah. Anytime you get 2 division rivals going at one another, the games are usually close.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how good the teams are.
Yeah.
How big a difference there is. They know each other so well. I guarantee the Rams would probably rather play anybody in that league than the 49ers when it comes right down to it. But they should win. We'll analyze that later. Very impressive performance by them, though.
Yep.
And, you and I were discussing a little bit this morning that there might be some problems with the Bucs.
It seemed it. Yeah. All obviously the issues with Brown and everything, but it didn't quite seem, they weren't really like into it. I felt like,
No, and Brady hesitating about whether he's coming back, not after the season he just had.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if he's not happy with some of the personnel that's on the team. I don't know, because I can't see him retiring after this good a year.
It was a tough year with injuries too, and I think he looked like a guy that was like, the hell with this by the end of that game.
Yeah, he looked frustrated all day long.
Yeah.
I haven't been on ESPN or anything today. Are they bashing him?
I haven't been on ESPN in maybe 10 years, so I couldn't
Well,
tell
I
you.
mean, if
I
you
don't watch that shit.
okay, I know I do, but I'm talking about like it's on a website or something.
Oh,
Have
I don't
you
know.
is Twitter bashing him?
No, not that I've seen. No,
Okay.
everybody has talked, and I will segue to this. Everybody's the only thing people are talking about was
Oh,
the
it's-
game last night,
Yeah.
which is I don't know. I listen. We romanticize things, right, when it happens. It may have actually been the best game I've ever watched. It was unbelievable. It was two quarterbacks that are going to be dominant in this league for years to come. It had everything we had hoped for.
Mhm.
We get overtime as well.
Yeah.
Where do you even begin? Chiefs 42, Bills 36, Patrick Mahomes. As many great games if I've seen this guy play, this may have been the best one ever. He was unbelievable in this game, and Josh Allen was just as good. It was incredible.
Well, I had lunch today with one of my best friends, Todd Bazor, who's a scholar of the game and knows so much. No, he does. And
Yeah,
we were talking, and he goes, and he's a Chiefs fan, not a huge Chiefs fan, but he's a Chiefs fan. And he goes, that was an unbelievable game. And he goes, I didn't know Josh Allen was that good.
yeah.
Josh Allen, to me, and I don't want to talk about him. We got to talk about Mahomes, but
Yeah.
this coming out party for Josh Allen, as far as I'm concerned.
No, there's no question it was. And I even when I was talking to Jared, we talked about Josh Allen. It's just like, damn, that was unbelievable. I know he lost, and it's sad, and it's really sad he didn't get a chance in overtime.
He didn't lose.
No, but it was just like, damn, he's good.
Oh,
Just a guy that can throw a rope and is accurate and can throw all over the place, but then they just run like a quarterback sweep that you'd see from the 50s.
it looked like something you saw in college.
I know. He was unbelievable. He's just a beast back there.
And to be that big and that fast. And then again, how in the world, when you look at a guy like that, did all of these colleges miss on him?
I don't know.
And he's at Wyoming. Of course, he could be a late developer,
Yeah.
somebody that developed. But he was unbelievable in this game, and he made play after play after play. And lost in all of this is when the Chiefs scored. Well, first of all, when the Bills took the lead to make it, what was it, 29-26?
Uh-huh.
I think there were 2 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, everybody in the world knew
Yeah.
it was too damn much time. And the only thing you hoped for was the Chiefs would score. I mean, if you're rooting for the Bills, was if the Chiefs would score
Yep.
too soon. And they did. And they scored with 1 minute and 2 left, I think, to regain the lead. The Chiefs did. And I looked, they flashed over to Allen, and he just said, okay, let's go get him.
Yep.
Boom, 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 boom. And lost in all this with the heroics of the Chiefs is the fact that drive that the Bills made in the last 62 seconds was incredible.
I know.
In 62 seconds, it was 49.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It was. So a few things. I saw probably the worst play call ever in this game.
Mhm.
The score is 23-21. The Chiefs have a 3rd and 1. I believe it was inside the 20 or right around the Bills' 20-yard line.
Okay.
They put Blake Bell, who's a tight end and a quarterback in college, put Blake Bell under center on 3rd and 1 and ran the option and lost 5 yards.
Yeah.
Awful play call. That was I was just like, you have Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
And you called that? Like, if you're going to quarterback sneak with Bell, that's one thing. But to run wide with Blake Bell? I mean,
you never take Mahomes out of the damn game.
I had no doubt the whole game the Chiefs were going to win until that happened. Because not only did they get stopped, they lost yards, they had to kick a field goal. And all of a sudden it's 26-21 and the Bills are getting it back. And that was the first time all night I thought the Bills are going to win. They got or at least the Bills have a big shot.
Yeah.
The Bills clearly, they got the ball back with like 8 minutes left. The strategy was run off all the clock.
That's what you do against.
Yep. And they almost did it, but the Chiefs did a great job. Once they got to about the 30, they stopped them. Josh Allen makes an incredible scramble on 4th
run. Unbelievable.
It was unreal. Gets a first down. They get him to a 4th down again. Josh Allen, an incredible throw. Well, he was wide open that time. Touchdown. Like you said, too much time.
The speed of this guy.
Yeah. But I think the most amazing play of the whole game is the Tyreek Hill touchdown.
He just makes them look like they're standing still.
That I've never seen anybody, and I've watched football, and I know you have too, for a million games.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. He caught the ball on one side at the 40-yard line, ran all the way across the field and outran guys, and then cut it up the field and went 60 yards. And guys were ahead of him, and he just outran them. It was unbelievable.
Like guys were just standing in quicksand.
He was doing his peace sign, and I'm like, you idiot, hold on to the ball because there's three guys right there. He just ran right by him. It was ridiculous.
And that 17 can do that for the Chiefs too.
Yeah.
I mean, they look, we made the comment last week. The Chiefs make everybody else look slow.
Yep.
Now,
it was incredible.
It was incredible. And we can't end this because there's two more things we need to discuss. But
yeah,
the first one is there is no way you can lose that game if you're Buffalo.
You just can't
lose that game.
No,
you cannot lose that game.
Mm-mm.
When you're that good on defense, which the Chiefs ran through most of the day.
Yeah,
they didn't make. They ate them up. You can't 13. You just cannot. You got you. And now the first play call was really good. That was a very good play call on that first play for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
as many yards as you can, throwing it underneath.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can kind of understand the coverage a little bit on that. You can't let Travis Kelce just run down the field.
No.
Receivers were just standing, or defenders were just standing there.
That's the thing. I agree with you. The first play, it's like, well, you can't press them. You gotta give them cushion, and that's all right. And you say you let them have a play like that again, well, then it's probably just a Hail Mary left, right?
Yeah, probably.
But to let Kelce basically just run straight and get that kind of yardage is unexcusable. You're right. I mean, listen, you have to give the Chiefs credit. They've got such dangerous weapons and a great player, and they, give them credit for going down there and getting to the field goal without.
And he had to kick the field goal. You got to give him credit too.
Yeah, they deserve a ton of credit.
Well, yeah, I'm not taking it away from them, but the Bills lost this game.
It'd be one thing if like Hardman made 2 catches and got him into field goal range, but to let Tyreek and Kelce do it. It's not good.
No,
it's not good at all.
And the other controversy, and I want to get into one more thing, but the other controversy was, do you kick it deep or do you squib it? And to me, if I'm the Bills and there's 13 seconds left in the game and I got a defense like I've got, I kick it deep because you run the risk. If you squib it, yeah, it runs off some time, but they may break it all the way to the 50-yard line the way the Chiefs are.
I'm going to tell you why I would have kicked it in the end zone. Did you watch the last time Tyreek touched the ball?
Exactly. And I guarantee you they were thinking that.
I'm telling you what, I can't overstate it enough. Tyreek Hill went to Oklahoma State. It's not like a guy that I like. I'm going to tell you something. I've never seen anybody ever do that, ever. What he did in that. That was I looked at Heather and I was like, you can't, like, I don't even know what you can do. Like, you can't stop that. That was just ridiculous. No. I mean, that's just something I can't even explain it. That kind of speed is just incredible.
It is. And that's what makes the Chiefs what they are.
And to be running that fast and to just be able to dick around and taunt the opponent as you're going to the end zone. It's crazy.
It was, the Chiefs earned every bit of it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Don't want to take away from them.
No.
But I was thinking to myself today, if I was a Buffalo Bills fan, I would not have gone to bed last night.
No
way I could have slept. If I was a huge fan of Buffalo, like I am OU, I just as well have been up for the count or up for the night because that was one. You talk about getting your heart ripped out of you. And I'll tell you another thing. And you and I and Jared and people around here have seen the Chiefs play too damn many times.
Yeah.
13 seconds left. They were over there celebrating like the game was over. And I keep telling you, oh boys, they just need a field goal. Now the game might be over if you need a touchdown.
Yeah.
But with their kicker and with their playmakers, it isn't over with yet.
That Heather was watching with me and she goes, they got it now. I said, no, they don't.
Nope.
said, this guy is a freaking magician. He'll do something. I told her, I said, they'll get close. I'm not going to predict because it's 13 damn seconds. I'm not going to predict they're going to go down and kick it. But I said, he'll get them close.
Yeah.
They'll be throwing into the end zone, something.
Yep.
I said,
You're right.
This isn't over. It's going to be dramatic. Yeah. And of course, 2 plays and they're going to kick it.
He is a magician and he's got the rabbits out of the hat. Let me tell you.
That's the other thing. And listen, this guy, and again, I was talking to John White about it and he was, gushing over Mahomes. And I said, look, I think he's the best I've ever watched, but those guys, they've got him and Travis Kelce might be the best tight end we've ever seen.
He's the fastest one I've ever seen. I'll tell you that.
And Tyreek Hill is he's the most unique player in the NFL.
He is.
I can't sit there and say, wow, this is the best wide receiver I've ever seen, but he's unbelievable.
If they could get a running back, they don't have a real good running back. If they got one of those, holy cow. I mean, the running backs they got are serviceable.
Yeah.
But say they had
like in 2019 when they had Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Remember him?
They just need to go out and get another lawbreaker and they'll be all right, But they're a dynamic. I know we'll do some videos of the games coming up.
Yep.
I'm going to try to make a case for the Bengals, but it's going to be difficult.
Well, I'll tell you the case that could be made. Okay. If Tyrann Mathieu is out.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when he went out, that really hurt the Chiefs in the secondary. If he doesn't play.
Yeah.
They could listen, the Cincinnati will move the ball on them.
Yeah, the Chiefs could have a little of a letdown too. It's possible.
I don't think there's any doubt the Chiefs are going to have a letdown.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. Mahomes is unbelievable. There's no way he can be as sharp as he was against Buffalo.
I don't think
that guy in the first half, nothing was there. And he was just ad-libbing out there and making plays. Yeah. Nothing was really open. Second half, they smoked him. First half, nothing was open. And he still made plays.
Yeah. Well, I want to get into one more thing. Are we done?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep. Yeah, we've gushed over it enough.
Now, I have bitched about this for years with the NFL. Their overtime situation is bullshit. It's totally ridiculous. This is Bobby's rant of the week here. Here was the best football game we have seen in a long, long time, maybe forever, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, was there any doubt in your mind that whoever won that toss was going to win that football game?
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
There's no doubt.
I know.
Those defenses were done, both of them.
Yeah.
No way the Chiefs stopped Buffalo. There's no way. You cannot let a game like that be decided by a coin toss.
Yep.
It's not fair. And the Chiefs got screwed out of a game 3 years ago, the same way against the Patriots.
Yep.
They lost. They were on the other end of this.
Yep.
And to sit there and not let the other team have a chance is wrong. And I've said this for 100 years. It is not right to play 60 minutes, dog on dog, go at it like that, and you let the flip of a coin decide the football game. That's not right. That is not right. And these NFL people will not change the rules, and I don't know why. I just don't know why. I don't know why there's not more bitching about that. I don't know.
It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. It's the worst rules. I remember they announced, we've got big changes to the overtime. I don't know how many years ago that was. And I was like, oh, great. And then they come out and it's like, well, now if the team gets it first, scores a touchdown, it's still over. It's like, guys, that's the dumbest. Like,
that's no change.
No, it's not anything. Like, give me a break.
It is. It's just not right.
No.
Now, they might still be playing the game if that's the way it was, because I don't know if either team, the only way either team's defense was going to stop them is penalties.
Yeah.
Or one of the quarterbacks just makes a dumb throw.
Yeah, turnovers. Penalties or turnovers. There wasn't going to be a punt.
I don't see how.
No.
Because both teams were whipped defensively. I mean, you talk about two offenses that were just going at it with
Mhm.
everything they had. Now, I will say this: I think the Chiefs may have had a better chance to stop Buffalo. Buffalo was never going to stop the Chiefs. Never,
Yeah.
wasn't going to happen. But I just hate that and sometimes I think they do that because college does the other thing, and I don't. I
Mhm.
think the NFL's got to be different than the college rule. I don't know, but and then in the playoffs, Aaron, it's first team scores. It don't matter if it's field goal, whatever it is.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, it was just, I, I, and I knew, like I said, everybody knew. Well, whoever
Right.
wins the coin toss, so that basically it comes down to a coin toss, and to watch, and it reminded me so much of when Tom Brady and Mahomes played each
Yeah,
other.
that's what I was getting at. They've been on the other end of it.
Yeah, in 19, and it's crazy, and it's just like you have this legendary game, and then one guy doesn't get a chance because of a coin toss. It's not fair.
And that's what it is. It's a coin toss, and
Yeah.
it's luck. It's just
Yep.
if you win that, it's just luck.
Can you imagine sitting here in 2022 and we still don't have this answer? This has been a problem for 100 years.
It's not real hard.
It's
You
really
let
not.
You let the other team, you kick it off to the other team and give them a chance, and then if you stop them, the damn game is over. What is
Right.
about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's really not hard.
I mean, okay, so if each team gets a chance and they don't score, then whoever scores next wins. I mean, that's
Right. Yeah.
if you've each got to had a chance,
Yep.
then all bets are off. But it's not right. It's just not
No, it's not.
for a
You know,
game of where you go out and you expend that much energy and that
Yeah.
much effort, and you let a game be decided by a coin toss is wrong.
Yep.
And I don't know why these executives, these coaches, these players, the player associations are not throwing a fit over this.
Can you imagine after they score, it's 43-36 because they would have kicked the extra point, and then the Bills get the ball back? We would have been talking about it even more today.
It's even more exciting. What if the Bills go down and score?
And then the Bills have a decision. Do we go for two? Do we kick it? I mean,
wouldn't you go for two? I would in that situation, I think.
Yeah. There's no doubt. And then if they didn't go for two, we could criticize the coach all day. See? So
yeah. I'm a little surprised that Tampa didn't go for two yesterday.
I think it's because they came from so far behind that
they had all the momentum too.
Had all the momentum. They're at home, and they thought, well, we can win. And they were probably thinking, hey, we can win this thing in overtime. We've stopped them several times now. So
Cindy makes a good point down here.
Yeah, I was going to put that up. Yep.
That's the defensive coordinator for the Bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something, Cindy. Yeah, these coordinators, you rake them over the coals. There's a guy over there that's called the head coach.
Yeah.
And when you're the damn head coach, you better be taking some flack too.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
You know what's happening. So if it's something's going on that you don't like, the head coach needs to override it. Yeah.
I've always said that I never coached at this level, obviously, and I was never in a situation where I had much help when I coached.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make these decisions myself. But I'm going to tell you something. If I'm the head coach of that football team or any football team, there ain't no damn defensive coordinator going to get my ass beat on something I don't agree with.
I would be making the calls.
That's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
These coordinators take so much flack. What are they paying them damn head coaches for is what I want to know.
Yeah, right.
So.
No, I agree. I mean,
and again, we don't know what defense they were in. Those players may have choked, gotten the wrong thing. We don't know.
I can't imagine he called a defense that let Travis Kelce one-on-one. I can't.
No, I can't either.
He may have, but I we'll never know. But I just can't imagine it. I honestly, if that cost him a head coaching job, I'd be surprised. I don't think they base it on that really. I think if he goes and he interviews well, I think he'll get a job. But listen, there's going to be people taking blame, and you let a team score in 13 seconds. So that's just
and they should. Yeah, they should be taking blame.
So, Papa Dude, who would you trust more as a head coach? I saw that earlier. I like Frazier.
Who's the other guy?
DeBoll.
Who is that?
good question. Is that
Is it
the
spelled wrong?
it was DeBoll up here. DeBoll. I don't know who that is, Sydney. So I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, Cindy, tell us who he coaches.
Is that the offensive coordinator? Because I would trust the defensive coordinator over the offensive coordinator because they went 3 quarters without trying to expose the fact that Honey Badger got beat.
the Bills offensive coordinator?
Yeah. No, I would have to say he called an absolutely terrible, pathetic, awful game all game long. I thought he was absolutely disgusting. I wouldn't hire him to run. I wouldn't hire him to run racingdudes.com, let alone a $1 billion NFL franchise.
Well, now listen, there's a lot more goes into this website.
He was awful. To have Josh Allen and to run the ball up the middle for 2.5 quarters and not throw deep one time
doesn't make a lot of sense.
When their best player in the secondary got hurt on the first drive, that guy's a joke. That was awful last night.
Yeah. I think I'd rather have the defensive coordinator too.
Yeah, well, both have interviewed for the Giants job. Well, they'll hire the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, probably. You know,
I didn't even get into the rant of why are you not throwing the ball with Josh Allen until
you were madder than hell. You texted me.
They're 2 scores behind before you let him throw. Like, what are you doing? Why are you letting them get ahead? I don't know. It's crazy.
But I'll tell you what. Before we get off the football, you look at the AFC. You got Mahomes, you got Burrow, you got Allen, you got Herbert. That's 4 pretty damn good quarterbacks in the AFC, and they're young. You know, man, the future looks bright for quarterbacks in the AFC.
Yeah,
and then you look at the NFC; those guys are old. You know, those elite guys for the
they're very old. Yep.
Old. Yep. So, and then, you know, the Packers have got a big decision. What's going to happen there?
Well, it just depends on what Aaron Rodgers does.
Yeah, and you know, they've got to let him go, I think. Anyway, they're going to go down a little. They're going to suffer when he leaves. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. You know, so that's going to be something to watch in the offseason, see what happens.
Yeah, no doubt. Does Rodgers go down to Miami now?
I don't know.
I think it's 50-50. I really do.
He's another one. He's an odd cat. And is he done with football? You know, he might be, but how can you quit on a year like that? Well, I know how you can. You're just fed up with it. But God, what a year he had.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's not done.
Yeah,
you know, he can still play. So,
well, he makes anybody an instant contender, and so does Russell Wilson. He's another one that's out there. So we'll see.
Yeah, but he's not like these guys. You know what I mean?
I don't know. He's awfully good. When he's 100%, he's awfully damn good. I mean, this is a guy that's won a Super Bowl, should have won another one. I mean,
it's going to be interesting to see just what happens in this offseason.
Yeah, for sure. Roger screwed my whole weekend, Russ says. Listen. So Samich put out a parlay on the website, and all of it hit except for the Titans. So they missed the very first leg, and people are like, yeah, out in the first leg, he hit like the next 5. It would have paid over $2,000. So, yeah, the Rodgers game screwed some people, and then Tennessee screwed some people too. So, yeah, that's what happens. All right. Let's do, I want to show you a couple things here. RacingDudes.com now. You can go to the YouTube page. You might want to bookmark our YouTube. That's where a lot of content is going to be, not only for the sports, but for racing as well. You see now, you can go watch us on YouTube now. You click that. You can go to uploads, and here's all the videos you can see on the screen here. We've got a ton of stuff going on, including a few videos Papa Dude and I did last weekend covering the game. So go to the YouTube site. Check that out. We got new stuff coming out every single day. We have something new coming out. And go check it out. A lot of really cool stuff on there, and we'll continue to put that on there. And there'll be more sports content coming on that as well. So make sure to check that out. Also, another new thing, if you're watching us live, this is something you really want to check out. All right, so you go to the sports site. It's still like normal. Now we have free pick pages for all the major sports. So right now, NHL, NFL, NBA, and NCAA basketball picks are up. They're all free. It's all the games every night. So if you click on the NHL, go down, we've got it nice and neat here, a nice little graph that'll give you picks. So right now, Curtis has got picks up and myself for the NHL. Papa Dude gets added. Should be tomorrow. I think Papa Dude will have his column added too. So as I scroll up here, that's the NHL. You go to the NFL. I've already got mine on there. Magic's got his, and then Papa Dude will be on there next. And NBA, just me. Papa Dude will be, like I said, they'll be next, and so on. And then let's see, college basketball. Yeah, I got that one up there too. And there it is. And that's the one you're really going to want to see Papa Dude's picks because he's on fire with those. So anytime you want free picks, it's just like the horse racing site now. We've got free picks for all the tracks. You can go check it out. Well, the sports side is exactly the same. We're really excited about it. We weren't going to put it out to the masses until we got this graphic kind of makes sense there and makes it look really good. So, Papa Dude, you got to be pumped about it.
I am, as soon as I figure out how to do it. But you've made my life a lot easier because I've been typing all that in, and it's going to be right there where all I have to do is hit a button, which is really good. But I'm having a ball with this. And now on the college, I know that's not what you meant, but there'll just be certain picks on there. We're not going to pick all of the college games.
Well, here's the good news about it. I'm glad you brought that up. So for the professional sports, yes, we're picking them all because there's 8 games a night, 6, 10.
I've been doing that.
Yes, I know you have. I'm just saying for everybody that maybe hasn't looked at them yet. All the the college, you're not going to do 60 games. That's crazy. So what we can do, I'll pull this up again and I'll kind of explain for people who might be listening to the podcast version. By the way, you can get in here and you can see the live scores of all these games as they're playing as well. And I think that is really cool.
Yes,
So for example, now this says my name on the college, but it's really Papa Dude made these picks. So he picked Wake Forest. Well, you could go right now and see Wake Forest is ahead 61-40. You can go right to our website and see that. He picked Virginia. Well, Virginia's ahead 25-8. He picked George Mason. Well, they're behind 29-24, but it's right there live real time, and that updates as you go. So another really, really cool feature. We've really tried to jazz these pages up. Like I said, it was a plan to have this, but we wanted to make it to where it looked good for you guys and really clear. So like I said, we'll have my picks and his. But what I was getting at, you go in there and you pick the games you want, and it'll populate on there, Papa Dude. So like, if I want to pick Wake Forest, I can do it. And then your column may not have the Wake Forest game because you didn't really like that one. So for the colleges, we're picking really who we like. So really, really cool. So anyway, I'm overly excited about it. I think it just makes these pages look so much better. And like I said, it's great too to kind of have that scoreboard. There's no score in these games here, but to have that scoreboard up there for you as well as you can follow along.
And you pick every hockey game.
Yes.
Just like I do all the NBA, you do all the hockey. And you explained it perfectly. There's too many college games. We can't sit there and pick every single one of them.
Yeah.
But this is really good. And we'll have top 25 columns, and we've got updates on who might make the tournament. I mean, we're just covering it all. And this site is just getting better and better.
Russ asked a very good question. No lines on those picks. So the hockey, we just picked the money lines because I hate I don't like the puck lines at all. But if you look at NFL, yes, we do have it's kind of small on the screen there, Russ, but they do have the lines. So like at KC -7.5, the Rams -3.5. So
and Russ, on the college and the NBA, it's the same thing. We're picking the money line type things, except we will have a best bet of the day, which will be the spread.
So yeah, the money line, most likely we'll do either one on that, but yeah, a lot of them will be money line picks. But for NCAA basketball, I need to most of those. What I was planning on doing, I will have a lot of money line or a lot of spreads. Papa Dude will have the money lines for basketball because we both kind of cover it. And then for Papa Dude's picks against the spread, you can go to these articles right here and his best bets. He'll have anywhere from 1 to 4 I've seen.
Yeah.
They'll have the picks with the spread.
Yeah. And that's where I go in there and pick the game that I feel the best about.
Right.
and that's where we use the spread. So
Yep.
it's a lot of fun. And like I say, Aaron and I spend too much time at that. Well, I do, and Aaron does too. We spend a lot of time at this. So we're not just hacks, just
Yeah.
sprint around. We're doing our best to get them right. I hate it when I miss one. I absolutely hate it when I miss one.
This will give you a lot more information, or a lot more picks that are really easy to read. And the other thing, Papa Dude's kind of been doing this, right? Like, so if you clicked on his basketball picks, there's his spread picks, and then here's what it used to look like. He's writing scores. He's telling you who he thinks is going to win. We really wanted to just clean that up to where it didn't look. I mean, it's not Papa Dude's fault. It's our fault. We didn't have a way to make it look good. It was just writing. So now you go and it's like, oh, that's really easy. So anyway, it will be a lot of fun as to follow that. Like I said, we'll have every single sport. The only thing I don't have up now is college football, obviously, because it's not going on. So
right.
Trust me, Papa Dude, you're helping us hacks.
Well, I hope.
No, we would never call you hacks, though.
No, I'm doing that.
All right. Well, I just wanted to show
Yes,
everybody. Yeah, I just wanted to show everybody that because it just launched today on the site, and just wanted to. I know a lot of people go to the site that also listen to the show, and I just wanted to make everybody kind of aware of the new stuff happening. So it's good stuff. All right, we got about 10 minutes left. You wanted to talk basketball,
just a little.
Do you want to talk about March Madness, or do you want to talk about the top 25?
Let's go to March Madness because
Okay.
it's time to start thinking about that.
Okay, up on the site now is Papa Dude's March Madness kind of projections and predictions, maybe. Or okay, no, I haven't even looked at this. There's locks, and then there's kind of teams on the bubble, so to speak.
Right.
So
let's just run down these real quick.
Yeah.
Because most of I didn't do a very good job of this. But anyway, the smaller conferences are only going to get the conference champion in there. So you got the Atlantic Sun, America East. They're not going to. There's no reason to. Whoever wins the conference championships is in, and that's it. The first major conference you look at that may have more than one team in is the American Conference. Houston is a lock. There's no way they're not going to get in. Then there's a couple of teams that still have a chance. And you can read down and go down there and through that. A couple of really interesting leagues to look at. The ACC is usually dominant league. If you'll notice, and I'm stretching it a little bit, there's some people that don't have Wake Forest and Florida State as a lock. I think they are. And I think the ACC will end up getting 4 or 5 teams in there. But right now, really, the only definite lock that everybody agrees on is Duke. And that's very unusual for the ACC. North Carolina is not very good. And that's news in the college basketball world. The next one down, the Big 12, is just loaded. I mean, it's just loaded. They're going to get 7 in probably, maybe 8. I doubt it. But because they're just knocking each other off. Here's the league that is really strong, and that's the Big East. Look at the teams in the Big East. You have Villanova, Providence, Xavier, UConn, Marquette. Marquette has won 3 straight over ranked teams. I think they're a lock to get in. And then you got Creighton and Seton Hall. Good teams. They might get 6 out of the Big East. It's quite possible. The next big conference is the Big Ten. Loaded. I mean, I've watched a lot of Big Ten games here lately. Wow. They go down to the wire. Just great. So it's going to be interesting. SEC is absolutely loaded.
Yeah, I thought the SEC, I first weekend, I really kind of was following it. Man, they got some really good teams, including the number 1 team, Auburn.
Yeah, they're as good as there is. But you look, Auburn, Kentucky, Tennessee, and LSU, I think they're locks. I think Alabama is close to being a lock, and A&M blew it this weekend. They lost, or this week, they lost a couple. The sleeper team coming on now are the Razorbacks. They have made a big push here in the last. They kind of floundered there for a while, but I think they've won 4 straight now. They're on the move. So there's a lot of good teams there. The other league is the very last one down at the bottom, which is the West Coast Conference with Gonzaga and BYU. St. Mary's. Those are three really good teams. So that conference is probably going to get three teams in and take one away from some of these others. So it's starting to get March Madness time. And man, that's when it gets fun.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. If you had to pick what national champion right now, and I know that's impossible, but if you had to pick one right now, would it be Auburn? Has that been the team that's impressed you the most?
That's who's impressed me the most.
Mm-hmm.
But Auburn's okay. Then this is stupid. Auburn's a football school,
right?
And I have a hard time picking a football school to win.
I get it.
Yeah, because I just they don't have the tradition. They've got the talent. That Auburn-Kentucky game the other night, wow. It was really, really good. And I like them a lot. And I don't think Gonzaga will make it. You just look at the people that Gonzaga plays, and it catches up with them finally.
Yeah.
And that hurts them a lot. Somebody out of that Big Ten's got a shot. I don't know who it will be, but there's some really good teams in the Big Ten. And who's the other one? Baylor. Don't give up on Baylor.
Yeah.
Don't give up on Baylor.
All right, final question. Oklahoma, will they make the tournament, you think?
Iffy.
Yeah.
They got to get a couple wins.
Yeah.
I think this game with West Virginia tomorrow night is huge.
Yeah.
If they win that, that's looking good. They got to go to Auburn Saturday in this Big Ten SEC crossover.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get the shit beat out of them there. There's no chance. They've still got Texas comes to OU, Texas Tech. They got to play them twice. They got games out there they can win.
Yeah.
That'll get them in. I think they've won 12. I think I got to get to 18, I think at least. But their RPI is pretty high. So anyway.
Yeah, and like Cindy said, the draw means everything. And once you get to the tournament, you could draw a bad team, tough matchup, and then you're in big trouble. Yeah,
that'll be fun when we get to that. We'll be all over that.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. My head's spinning because that's middle of the major preps and the basketball. And
yeah, you're going to have to let me take over on that. I think your mind's going to be going everywhere.
But, yeah. Well, it's a fun week. This is really horse racing is back this week, and it doesn't end until after Saratoga's over. Basically, every weekend's gonna be crazy. The Pegasus this week, the Southwest is at Oaklawn this week. It's already out. Drew a field of 12. Baffert sending one over. So
are you going?
Yeah. No.
You're not going to the Pegasus either.
No, we were going to, and the COVID thing kind of happened, and it just like been gone a lot. I thought, no, we'll stay home. Probably like the Rebel at Oaklawn, I'd say, would be our first trip.
This is a whole new deal for us Oaklawn people. All the races are so much earlier than what we're used to.
That's just it. This is usually when they run the Smarty Jones on Pegasus Day. Now it's the Southwest, and Russ is going to Southwest. That's awesome. I wish I was going. I really am chomping at the bit to go. I am too. I'm wanting to go to Oaklawn. Yeah.
The Rebel is what? The
26th of February. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just saying the Rebels in February is so
really weird.
Odd.
Yeah, and I saw where the Derby's the 2nd of April, I believe.
Yeah. The Rebel should be St. Patrick's Day weekend. That's the Rebel. Come on,
it's really weird.
Yeah, it's strange.
So.
But yeah, Russ, have a great time at the Southwest. That's going to be awesome. I'm sure we might talk about that a little bit on Thursday, actually. So,
all right.
Weather's supposed to be nicer. Yeah, it was nice on Sunday, and it looked like the track kind of got back to normal Sunday. So hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, it's crazy this time of the year, that track.
Yeah, I think the sports show this week we'll do the 2 games, and then we might talk a little Pegasus and a little Southwest. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Right.
Southwest, what a race, man! I've before COVID, I'd been to several in a row, but I haven't been to the Southwest in a while.
I haven't been to Southwest in a long time.
Yeah. Great race. Always a great race. So, all right. Well, that'll do it for us. You got anything? One last thing, Papa Dude? You got anything today?
Well, I was hoping you might.
I don't have anything.
You got a question or something you can throw out there that we can get into about?
I tell you what. This sounds like a job for Magic. Let's look at his questions that he's got here. His burning questions. Let's see. One we haven't done. Oh boy. Worst first day at work. We did that, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Okay, we'll do this one.
So
if
I get-
Magic
Okay.
Magic has these questions on the back end of our StreamYard here, and he saves them just for random occasions. So I'll pull out one. His one burning question is: do you believe in ghosts? And if so, have you ever met one?
No, I do not believe in ghosts. So that's pretty easy.
Okay.
Now, you're not going to be surprised by this, but Sandy does.
I understand.
So the
you
do you believe?
okay. I have a story.
Well, I got it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you've never met a ghost, right?
No.
Because you don't believe in them. How could you meet them? All right. I did not believe in ghosts, but yes, Andy says yes. She's
Yeah, I know exactly where she's talking about too.
okay. So Sandy's a definite yes. Let's see.
Oh well, that doesn't surprise you, does it?
No.
Oh,
She's seen one and she's met one.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Go
Here's
ahead.
what happened. Here's what happened. Okay. I understand. All right. I'm glad we asked this one. So I was one day, I've never believed in them, but this made me stop and think. Okay. We used to live, Heather and I used to live in my granddad and grandma's old house. After
Well,
they
I lived
passed
in
away.
that house too.
Not when they were dead, you didn't.
Oh, I don't think I know this story. Okay,
Okay.
this is good.
So, what happened? I was home alone. I'm getting chills just thinking about this. God.
This is eerie because
I was
understand,
home.
folks, they bought my mom and dad's house
Yes.
that I grew up in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, that was our first house. Anyway, Heather left for work. She had a job where she'd leave at like 9 o'clock. So I got in or 8 o'clock. I got in the shower about 8:30, like I always did. And I was singing in the shower. Okay.
Okay.
And all of a sudden I hear hysterical laughter.
You're kidding me.
No, hysterical laughter. Like somebody had walked in to
And
the
heard you
house
sing-
while
heard
I
you
was
singing, mate?
singing and laughed about it. And I thought, oh, that's so embarrassing. Heather
Yeah.
forgot something and came home.
Yeah.
That's how clear it was. It wasn't like a faint laughter. And I'm like, it scared me to death. I thought, oh, geez. So I get out real quick.
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, I know. That's funny, wasn't it, Heather?
And she's
No.
not there.
No reply. And so the window from the bathroom, you just walk across the hall, and then there's a room and a window. I look out the window, no cars.
Was the window open?
Nope. No. It was cold.
Okay.
I go downstairs because I'm thinking somebody's in the house. The door's still locked. She locks the door when she leaves. It's locked. Everything, there's nobody in the house. Laughter as clear as day.
Wow. Now and I'm telling you, folks, I know him pretty well. And I thought his answer would be no.
Yeah.
And so that's the end of your story. I mean, that was it. And
I've never, it happened to
Isn't that
Heather. It
weird?
happened to Heather one time too,
in that same house?
in the bathroom. Yep.
Really? That bathroom's not very big, so there couldn't be a person hiding in there anymore.
She heard again. It was laughter. Now it was kind of like a fainter laugh coming from like the basement where the vent. There was a basement,
Sure.
and the vent was over there by the window. And she came out there and goes, could you hear
I
that?
no wonder you moved.
And I said, no, I don't know shotgun out, And she said, no, did you laugh? I said, no, I haven't. I'm just sitting here. And she's like, no, their laughter came out of that vent. And I was like, well, maybe it's kids outside. Or so going outside. Nobody's out there.
Well,
Just saying.
the lovely Sandy has just walked in, and are you telling the one at the Crescent Hotel?
No, I'm gonna tell different.
Now, oh, hold on.
Everybody's seen a ghost at the Crescent Hotel.
Now, Crescent Hotel, folks, for those of you listeners, is in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and it's famous for that. And I got to tell you, me and her went down there to eat one day, and it is creepy. That is a creepy place.
Because they told you it's creepy.
It was just kind of creepy. It was just kind of creepy.
Look it up.
It's a tourist trap. All right. I'm not believing that one.
Totally agree with you, but
I'm not believing that one.
okay. Tell us your.
Okay. All right.
And she won't get on camera,
No,
Okay, that's
and
fine.
I don't know why.
But you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay. So we moved to Nixa, and this house. that
Not
we
me
lived-
and her.
No, me and the boys.
Right.
Okay, when I first moved to Nixa, okay, in the house, and I was in the house, and the boys were at school, and I had some socks I was putting away, and then down the hall was the bedrooms, and I went to go down the hall, and there was a black man, a ghost. He was a black man. He was
Okay.
Are you hearing this?
Yeah.
clear as day. He was gruffled. He
Gruffled.
had like old overalls that were torn. His clothes were torn. They were dirty, and I was just like, I'd heard like if you say, "What do you need?" or "What can I do for you?" So I looked at him. And I said, "What can I do for you?" And he went away. Well, then I started over at the neighbors. They had a big garden beside me, and their family owned all that property.
Uh-huh.
There was in the very back of it, there was a private cemetery with like 4 plots in the backyard of this house that we first
Right next door to her.
right
Okay.
in our backyard. And when we first moved there, we rented it when we first moved from Sykeston. And so I went over to her and I asked her who those plots were.
Right.
She said that those plots were her family. Now, what the weird thing is because if you tried to get the car in this spot, you couldn't get it in a car. We lived at the end of the street. At the 2 years that I lived there, 4 different cars went straight instead of turning by our house and got in between these 2 trees, always right there. And they always had to come, and everybody's like, couldn't figure out even how they got there. They had this small thing. They would go in between the tree, in between our house. They would miss their turnoff, go straight, and they would be stuck there. 4 of them in 2 years. So I went and asked the lady, I said, what was this? What was this? And she said, this was all farmland, and where my house was is where the slaves were. And I know that man is an unmarked buried in that somewhere in that land. And that's why he appeared.
And the thing about this is, folks, she really believes this. And I hear this a lot. This is not random. This is stuff that, and I just say, okay. And I mean, this is what I live with. And she is on drugs.
God.
But there are strange things. And that sounds a little bit like what your story was. I tell you what, Aaron, you never told me that.
I have told you that. That's what.
No, you didn't.
Listen.
No.
Oh,
I would remember that.
it was weird. It was
That
just
is
weird.
weird.
I can't explain. Listen, that's the only thing that's ever happened in my whole life that I don't really have an explanation for.
Now, do you think it's your grandfather or grandmother? Or
Yes, I do.
You think it was? I just don't see your grandmother, my mom, laughing hysterically at anything.
Maybe it's him. I don't know.
Well, he would be more likely to than her. But
I don't know. I'm telling you, it was weird.
wow.
It was weird.
Yeah, that would really creep me out. I would have trouble.
And-
Now, there's some things around here that are unexplainable. As far as hearing somebody or seeing something, no.
The other thing about that house, our dogs, when they were downstairs, they would look up the stairs and just stare.
Really, I
At
think
the
you
top.
did tell me that.
Top of those steps. They
Yeah,
would just,
I think you guys have told me that one.
and they've never done that ever again. So
But now, wouldn't those dogs have been barking if somebody was?
I
You
don't
see a ghost. So,
I don't know. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you.
well, I had that peanut story. Remember that one where the peanuts were missing out of the can?
I really feel like that may have been just you, but
I marked that can and everything.
I just can't
That
see
couldn't have
that.
been.
I just can't see that one being true.
Twice the peanuts were gone. The first time, Emmy, I did eat them, but that second time I put a pencil mark around where the peanuts were when I left and when I came back, those peanuts were they half that can was gone,
I can't.
and I didn't eat them.
I don't have an explanation for it.
No, either.
I remember you telling me that.
I guess there is a lot of, I guess people see that. I mean, wow, that's a great question. Has Magic ever seen a ghost?
I don't know. I think he's still watching. Maybe Magic can chime in. Have you ever seen a ghost? And also, have you ever, or do you believe in ghosts? You've seen a ghost? You ever met one? Listen, I've never met one, but that was an odd occurrence. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Haven't had one before, or didn't have one before, hadn't had one since.
That would have scared the pea wad out of me.
It didn't really scare me. It was just more of a, I don't really know what exactly happened type thing.
You said you got chills. That's pretty scary.
But it wouldn't scare me. It was just more of I can't put my. I looked all over that house too. I went out the garage. I went to the basement. No, nobody there. I don't know.
What would you have done if somebody had been there?
Now that would have scared me. If I.
Oh God.
Russ says he's seen the Crossette light. Is that the Joplin spook light, but in Crossette? There's something called
there's a town in Arkansas called Crossett. I bet that's what that is.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
See, said your dad told me when I moved in, someone broke in and ate his peanuts. Yeah, he told me that too. I thought, oh boy, I really didn't think he needed to go to a nursing home yet, but when he told me that, we were like, oh boy.
That was 3 or 4 years ago too. So
yeah,
I was still a fairly decent brain power then, but
yeah.
Well, it's amazing what people can see.
Yeah.
Have you ever been down to the spook light in Seneca?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Nope, never seen it. Been several times, never saw it.
I've never seen it either.
I live 10 minutes probably from it.
Yeah.
Heather, let's go. No, she's not going to go. We're not going to do that. All right, we've done enough.
That was good. That was a good ending.
I saw that. I'm like, yeah, that'll be good. So Magic comes through again.
You knew my answer.
Okay. How about this one?
Okay.
Have you ever been convinced you were actually cursed? And if so, how did you break the curse?
Not really. I don't believe in those kind of things much. Have you? I can't imagine you actually thinking that.
No, I've never thought I was cursed.
No.
I
just don't. And I just don't go. Usually, when bad things are happening to me, I've caused them.
Yeah, I've never felt cursed. No.
Yeah,
Magic has.
I just never have really.
Yeah, Sylvan says if you're cursed, maybe stop gambling.
Yeah. I'm a little superstitious.
Now, I used to be. I'm not anymore.
Like,
you do this shit every day over and over and over for years. You realize that
I am a little bit like I won't walk under a ladder.
Okay, I won't do that either.
And I don't open. This was always a good one. I won't open an umbrella inside the house.
I would probably do that.
You're not supposed to do that.
We went into an old, and I talk about haunted places. We stayed at a hotel in Charleston, South Carolina that was older than dirt, right? It was old. It used to be an army barracks, actually. And they were like hanging something up, and the guy had left, and it was right in the doorway. And we walked in. It's a big ladder. So I went around.
No. I don't want that either. Now, black cats don't bother me.
No.
I'm not too crazy about the number 13.
No. No.
So,
me neither.
But I don't think I've ever actually. I mean, I've been in bad slumps gambling for sure. Where, sometimes I think, God, how did I not get that one? But
I've never felt cursed as a gambler either. Cindy's very superstitious. Does the same routine all the time. She won $30,000. So maybe that's what we're doing wrong.
I don't feel sorry for you at all.
Again, you do horse racing for long enough, you realize shit happens. Like, Sydney, I hit the early pick four, the two early pick fours and the pick five at Fairgrounds, and I would have hit another pick 4, and another pick 5, but just Mike got disqualified. And he caused problems up the backside of all places. And he really didn't cause that big of a problem. The other horse did. Anyway, it doesn't matter. A lot of people would say, I'm cursed. I got DQ'd. It happens all the time. It's not you. It happens to everybody, you know. I would have been alive going in the last race, but Halo again got nosed out by 40 under. It's not because you're cursed. You just didn't win, you know.
It just happens. And that's what gambling is. I mean,
that's it. Yeah. I mean, you got to be ready. You got to, especially with racing, you just got to ride the wave, you know.
You know, in these basketball games, so many of these games I've been hitting have come down to the last play, and I've been on the right end of it. Well, law of averages says that's going to stop.
Yeah.
You know,
no, exactly.
You got to be careful. You got to be able to recognize that your streak's over a little bit here. Just kind of calm down, and you go with the ebbs and the flows. That's what you do. So,
honest to God, if you are a disciplined person, you could gamble your whole life and be fine. It's the people that aren't disciplined where they get in trouble. If you're disciplined enough,
you it all back, and instead of just kind of
and if you don't go all in to try to get even, realize the days where it's just not going to happen for you, you know, and go back the next day, you know. So
Sandy says, if you're cursed, burn sage. See, she knows all this. Like, she'll have a dream, and then she tries to analyze the dream, you know. Like, what did that dream mean? Did you had a dream, you know? Anyway.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains. See?
I love that movie. Yeah. You didn't like it. I did.
No, I didn't like it as well. No. All right. I'm not going to sit here and read dream books and all this. We got to get out of here. I got a lot to do. It's Pegasus.
I've never had a dream. You probably have one. Here's our one more thing, then we're done.
Oh, no.
No. This is quick. Like the other night, I had a dream. She's going to hate me for saying this. I had a dream that she was cheating on me. Yeah. Okay? Just a dream. Well, I was mad at her for a day and a half.
Oh, Lord.
You ever had a dream like that?
No.
Well,
maybe I've had a dream like that, but I'm not mad when I wake up.
I was.
Okay.
I just about woke her up in the middle of the night. She does the same thing. She gets, I did something and she gets, You're not normal though, Aaron. You shit don't bother you. It just rolls off of you. It always has.
Oh, now Isaac's here. Hi, Isaac.
Where in the world have you been?
I gotta go. I gotta get out of this.
Yeah, if you missed it, you're gonna have to play it back somewhere, buddy. Yeah, we're done.
Oh, Magic! I appreciated it at first, but now it's just gone off the rails. We're going to talk about dreams and dream books, and oh boy, it's been an hour since we talked about anything.
We forgot to Mark. Mark mentioned his Cowboys got a big game tomorrow night. Wyoming plays Boise State, I think.
Yep.
And the Cowboys are 15-2. And Boise State won a couple of games this week, and on the road cost me dearly. So come on, Wyoming, kick their tail in.
And for the free pick of tomorrow's game, make sure to check out the website in the morning. It will be out, and we will have free picks under the NCAA basketball.
We will do it.
Tab. Who was the man? Sylvan says. Who was it?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
She didn't tell me. I sat her down and I said,
"Oh, gotcha.
Are you cheating on me?" She goes, "Yeah, sure am, sucker."
Isaac said, "Can't believe Chiefs won. He was shaking in his pants." Isaac's at the Circoxie girls game. Currently.
Oh, I know what Isaac's doing. He's checking out the girls.
Isaac's trying to get some girls tonight. Good for you, Isaac. Good for you.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I did make the mistake. I shouldn't have done it. I got greedy.
Oh,
you're right. All right. Well, thankfully it's over. So, we're not even going to sign off. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll be back on Thursday. It's Pegasus week, so we'll have a lot of stuff up on the website. Make sure to check that out every day. Got a lot going on. Pegasus week, Southwest week, big weekend of football as well. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for sticking it out with us. You guys are real troopers, and we'll see you back on this show on Thursday. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Dudes Who Bet Sports.
So you wanna bet sports, but you need some advice on how to cash in big at a heck of a price. Well, if you want enough money to line your shorts, then you're in the right place. This is Dudes Who Bet Sports. Dudes Who Bet Sports, it's your favorite show. Dudes Who Bet Sports, where degenerates go. Dudes Who Bet Sports, time to change your approach with Aaron Halterman and his father, the coach. Let's ride.
Well, the Associated Press is full of shit